What's going on, everybody? I'm back. Sorry for the long wait on the videos, just been busy with school. I got an important one today, though, about bad habits in Tekken. I've got a few notes here, but I'm pretty much going to be doing this off the cuff, so bear with me. But I feel like this is a video that I probably should have made a little while ago. If I had more time, I probably would have already done it, but a bunch of people in the comments have asked me recently if I could make a video on this. What bad habits in Tekken should you not be learning from a beginner rank and even at an intermediate level on some degrees? But I'm gonna try to go over all that if I fucking can. I accidentally got way too fucking stoned to make this video, but fuck it. Right, so the number one habit that I have listed down is very basic. It's to people doing this shit. Using strings that are unsafe on a regular basis. You guys are just doing strings that are unsafe on a regular basis. There's no reason to do unsafe strings. Stop that shit. Cut it out on the second hit or even the first hit, depending on what the move is. Or, mix in some delays or something. Don't just throw the shit out and let them fucking kill you for it. Because the last hit of the string is not safe. As you can see there, I'm blocking, holding the back button. You can see that I'm holding back. Top of the screen there, I held back after getting the last hit of the string blocked, and Nina punished me. That was only a jab punish, but she can get up to 14 frame punish for that. Same thing applies to this string, although she's not on block all right now, but this string. Stop trying to punch my shit. See, it's at minus 14. I'm fucked after that. So, unsafe strings are not your friend. Usually what you should be doing with unsafe strings, typically what the purpose of those moves are, isn't just to throw them out in the neutral. You can throw them out in the neutral and confuse your opponent, and sometimes the player is like, oh, this guy's not going to end the string. Who the fuck would do that? So he tries to hit you, and you do end the string, and you fuck them up for it. That's a smart implementation. You can do things like that with strings, but for the most part, stop just throwing them out in the neutral and relying on them on a regular basis, okay? Bad idea if they are unsafe. And almost all strings in the game are unsafe on some degree. Whether one of the hits in the middle of the string can be stepped, or whether one of the hits in the middle of the string is a high, you can duck under it and then launch them before the next hit of their string comes out. Or if they actually finish the string, almost every string that's finished that ends with a mid is punishable. Sometimes even launch punishable, like quite punishable. So stop giving away your free fucking damage by doing unsafe strings. You're just letting them get damage on you for no reason. If they block your string, they fuck you up for it, and you're wondering, why the fuck am I getting fucked up? Well, that's fucking why. Next habit is a little more on the nose. It's mashing after taking a hit. Like, the last thing you want to do after your character has just taken a hit is start pressing fucking buttons. Because look at this shit. Say you take a jab to the face. You're at minus 8, which means you pretty much press anything and you're fucked. You're not gonna hit me with whatever you try to throw out, because pretty much everything that I have at my disposal that I would want to throw out at this point, after the jab connects, down forward 2, down forward 1 maybe, electric, obviously. But all those moves are super fucking dangerous, and I'm guaranteed those moves anytime I fucking want if you're mashing on my ass. So if you're mashing out of turn, something that looks kind of like this, I blocked their shit, she's still trying to mash, right? Okay, try again. You're mashing out of turn. It's not your turn, Nina. Stop pressing fucking buttons. What the fuck? What do you expect is gonna happen? She's gonna get her fucking ass kicked. She keeps just trying to fucking mash, and I'm getting free damage. Again, stop giving your opponent free damage. So this is rule number 2, or habit number 2. Giving your opponent free damage, again, by just mashing when it's not your fucking turn. You just took a hit. Key idea, block. Just hold the back button. If you just took a hit, don't do anything but block. Wait until the neutral is reset somewhat, until they've either created a hole in their offense or have kind of just decided to chill out and step back for a bit. Once the neutral's more reset and you have more of an opening, then you're free to do some other shit. Or if you create an opening using movement or, doing a well-placed armor move or something. We'll talk about armor moves in a little bit because a lot of players have some abusive habits with those bitches too. But sometimes they can be useful. In the scenarios where you just got hit, you can either choose to try to create your own opening as the neutral tries to reset itself, or you can do nothing and hold back. And holding back is 99% of the time the best play you could do after getting hit. So, stop mashing after taking a hit. This one is not as prominent of a habit. You don't really see too many players hesitating to attack in Tekken 8. Everybody wants to fucking attack all the fucking time. That's how the game is. It's very aggressive. But the next habit that some people have, especially at lower ranks, is not taking your plus frames. For example, if Nina's doing something like this, why the fuck are you just standing there after that? You're at +8, girl. Move the fuck in and do some shit. You got all day. I can't do shit. -8, especially if I'm at the wall. Do something. Okay? This isn't a fucking big deal for a lot of players. Like I said, people don't have problems with this, so I'm just going to mention it briefly. But those of you who have moves that create plus frame opportunities on block, fucking do something with the plus frames. Okay? And if you don't know what the plus frames are, the fuck you do it. Learn that shit. There's tons of I have a guide on that. Watch that shit on my channel. Alright, and the next bad habit is relying on strings too heavily. Now, sometimes you get the odd string that ends, and it's actually sometimes kind of safe. So, you just end up abusing the fuck out of it. Because it's a safe string that has good mileage, like a lot of fucking shit that Nina's got, right? It gives you good mileage, it's a safe string, and it's effective at low ranks, and it will carry you up to some reasonably high ranks. Strings like this shit, that's not exactly safe, but that's safe. There you go. That's not safe again, but like that one is safe. Nina's got quite a few strings that are, have 3 hits in them that are quite safe. She's not doing... there's the classic can opener, right? That's a safe one. These are all... aside from the one string that's shown up so far, all of these strings that Nina has end in moves that are safe, right? So, what is the one thing that these strings have in common, though, that's a massive glaring weakness that a lot of players that abuse the shit out of these strings don't quite understand that these even have these weaknesses. For good reason. I mean, obviously nobody has shown them at the level that they're playing at that they have super major glaring weaknesses, but we're about to go into that right now. All the strings that I just demonstrated that Nina has have a weakness on one end or the other. And that is that the second hit is duckable and punishable in some way. Obviously with can opener you have to wait a little bit longer, but you can duck the second hit or you can just low parry it. That's a lot of players like to do that shit, but I like to I want to get as much of a punishment as I possibly can, so I just go for optimal, while standing 2 shit if I can. Some of the strings are a little faster than others, so with certain strings you're going to have to identify which string it is, and then use your appropriate punish, whether it's the twin pistons, because you want to get it up before the second hit connects, or while standing 2, because the string has ended. With down 4-1, I probably want to twin piston that shit. But the point I'm making here is these strings are all abused by very low ranked players up until blue ranks. I'd say Fujin, Raijin players. No, fuck that. Even I've seen these abused even by Tekken King, Tekken Emperor. Back 222 is actually the third. It jails, so the second hit is not duckable. You have to duck the third hit. So it's actually a ridiculous string. Back 2-2 is fucking stupid. Yeah, anyways, you get the point. Every single string can be defeated that she has, that I just showed you there, with a simple duck and launch punish of your choice, right? So that's the issue here, is stop relying on those strings to get you to your ranks that you oh so heartily desire, right? You will get to those ranks if you're good at the game. But relying on these strings to get you only so far will plateau you like you've never seen before, because the day you hit like Raijin, Kishin, Bushin, whatever the fucking rank may be, you're gonna hit it regardless of what it is. I don't care what even color it is. You're gonna run into somebody, or 2 players, or 5 players, that start killing you for doing shit like those strings. And if that's all you really know how to do for your offense, to really open somebody up, if you're kind of stuck wondering, okay, well, he's killing me, all of my offense, what the fuck do I do to even open him up? Like, now you're just frozen. Now you're stuck. And now you're going to start getting demoted. And now you're going to fucking really feel that rock in a hard place position. That's because you've allowed characters like Nina, and Hwoarang is actually very guilty of this too, for allowing you to abuse the very effective strings that they have, and now you're paying for it. So you got very high up in the ranks, because those strings are fucking killers, and very few people know how to deal with them. So you got Fujin or something, or fuck, you even got Tekken King, right? You're just killing it online, and now you're fucked. You cannot rank up past that. You are just stuck, and you keep getting demoted, and maybe you get your rank back, but then you get demoted again, and demoted again. Because you're doing shit that is effective for people that don't know how to play the game. As soon as you start running into players that know what the fuck they're doing, you get killed. So just cut out the middleman. Stop doing the bullshit strings and relying on that as your main offense tool, and maybe learn a little more about the game Tekken. Maybe learn a little bit more about your character to start. Nina's got some good shit. You don't need to rely on unsafe strings. Nina's the strongest character, if not second strongest under Dragunov, in the fucking game. You do not need to rely on unsafe strings to just destroy people with Nina. She will do that for you if you're a smart player. So, just stop being a fucking dumbass. So number 5 on the bad habits list is always choosing offense over defense. You don't really care about, ever defending. You're mashing out of turn far too often. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the rule we talked about earlier. What was it, number fucking 2? Well, stop mashing after you just got hit. Say you just threw out a move that's safe on block, right? You don't get your turn after that, but, you sometimes can mash out of turn depending on what the scenario is, and it's totally fine to do so. But to do so consistently when you've already been shown a couple of times by your opponent that, they will kill you if you try to mash, and you still try to do it, that's the habit you need to break, is just stop trying to prioritize offense over defense, even in scenarios where defense is your best option. Just chill out and hold back. So I got an example here. Yoshi is going to do up 4-4 into Flash. And Flash comes out at 6 frames, as everybody knows, as long as he's got his sword in his hand. In no sword stance, Yoshi's Flash comes out at 8 frames. But regardless, it's a very, very fast move, and it's very powerful if it's used correctly. But this is kind of an inappropriate time to use this move, because -9 into Flash means you're susceptible to counter hit from everything 14 frames and faster, right? So -9 into Flash makes Flash necessarily 15 frames fast, right? It's a six frame move. So then those 9 frames are added to that, because that's your disadvantage. So, basic math shit, right? So if I wanted to, if I just mash out down forward 2, after blocking his, I'm like, Vic, this guy's gonna mash, dude. He's totally gonna mash. He's at -9, he's totally gonna mash. I don't even care if he does Flash. He's at -9, he's still gonna mash. Every fucking time, I'm just gonna down forward 2 all goddamn day. Why wouldn't I, right? It's just, obviously if I don't time it right, he gets his frickin', he gets to trade with me, but still. Oh, sick. There you go. Perfect electric just for the lulz. I just want to say, You know, that's a cool tool. Flash, great move. Total fucking bitch move because it can still catch my down forward 2 if I'm not super uber duper lightning fast throwing it out after he's at -9. So Flash, great move. I totally understand why Yoshi mains abuse the fuck out of it. But you're susceptible to counter hit there. And on top of that, if I know you're going to do some defensive shit, I'm just going to kill you. Because you're going to do this, and I know the Flash is coming out because... Or offensive shit, not defensive shit. But I know Flash is coming out. I can bait it out, and then I can punish you for it. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. I mean, especially if you have a fucking down forward 2 launcher, right? You can easily punish Flash if you just bait it out. So... stuff like that, you know, and the other moves that allow players to attack out of turn and to kind of steal their turn back, like Hwoarang back 1, Leo forward 2+3, Jin up forward 2, Fang up forward 2. You know, those moves kind of just add a sidestep into there. I think Asuka's got one too. Is it up forward 2 or some shit? I can't remember. I think it's up forward 2, as far as I remember. I don't know. I'm not an Asuka main. I've never really touched Asuka. Aside from learning how to play against her. So, you know, characters have evasive moves that allow them to step out of the way and kind of steal their turn back, right? By giving you either a knockdown or even a heat engager or a combo if you're lucky enough to be Yoshi. It's very, very effective to sometimes attack out of turn, but to do it consistently and all the fucking time because you just don't want to be defensive, or you don't know how to be defensive, or you're not patient enough. Patience, man. Stop trying to steal your turn back even though you're getting fucked up for it. Learn when to take your turn, learn when to mash out of turn, and you collect that data over the course of 2 or 3 rounds. It's possible to do that. In 2 matches, you should have that data, no question about it. When to, you know, appropriately be able to steal your turn back. Adapt to your opponent. Stop just fucking autopiloting. So, patience, autopiloting, choosing offense over defense, that's all kind of the same fucking thing. It's all intertwined in this single bundle. So there you go. Next thing I gotta say is players that abuse armor moves far too often. Stop relying on your safe armor moves. I mean, you know, players like, or characters like Victor, they have safe armor move heat engagers. That's a great fucking move. Abuse it. Spam it. I'm not saying don't fucking use it, but then just rely on it on a constant... like, for example, this is a move that's -7 on block, right? So if I try to do a 14 frame move here, his armor move will catch me, because everybody knows armor moves come out, the armor property activates in 7 frames, okay? Regardless of how fast the actual attack is, the armor property activates in 7 frames. So it's a great tool to have, because it's technically the fastest thing you can potentially do. It's 7 frames fast, which is faster than a jab. So if you're trying to take your turn back, armoring through certain things is probably a better way to go than trying to jab your way out of certain things. And if you have good armor moves, like Victor, then you're in fucking luck. You can just spam and abuse those armor moves. If you have shit armor moves like Kazuya, who's got the 1, and its range is terrible, it doesn't do anything, it wall splats, I guess, and it's got no tracking, and it's fucking -12 on block. You know, Victor's, as you can see here, -9 on block. It's a high, of course, but that's not the purpose of the move. You're going to be using it to try to steal your turn back, right? But if this is your go-to tool every time after you do down back 1-1, you're gonna get killed, because they're gonna start reading that shit. And now I get to do up to 13 frame moves on you, which means, guess what? I get to do this shit. And now you're really fucked. So, all because I knew you were gonna armor, right? I was slow there, but if I'm on fucking point with my shit, you know, you start eating free heat engagers from certain characters just because you like to do X into armor. And your opponent is now starting to read that. This guy loves to armor through fucking everything and steal his turn back. Once they start catching on to that, stop doing it, right? That's a bad habit to get into. So, yeah, number 6. Fucking abusing armor moves too much. You know, learn when to fucking chill with those, or you're going to start eating throws for free. You're going to start eating lows for free. You're going to start getting beaten out in the frames because you don't, you know, a lot of players just fucking armor through shit, not understanding that there is a frame cap on those armor moves, right? 7 frames. You have 7 frames to work with. So if you're doing an armor move at fucking, you know, -9, you're going to eat a launcher. Simple as that. So stop trying to do armor moves completely out of turn consistently. Number 7 I got on the list is whiffing in the middle of the stage. Stop doing this shit, or you're gonna get killed. You know, if I'm nowhere near you, why are you attacking? You know, you don't need to be attacking if I'm not even fucking close to you, right? So, I get when you're trying to bring the opponent in, and you're thinking, okay, well, maybe if I just throw out some attacks, they'll fucking get impatient and run at me, and then I'll come at them, you know, with whatever the fuck my dumbass thinks up in that amount of time. No, fucking stop pressing buttons in the middle of the stage. You're just gonna you're gonna get killed, because every time you throw something out, the hitbox properties of those moves, everything has an expiration date, right? So once you throw something out, if it no longer has a hitbox, you're just standing there with the inability to block for no reason. And tons of newer players do this shit. Just whiff in the middle of the fucking stage. They're just flailing. So stop it. You're just gonna get yourself killed. Stop pressing buttons 30 feet away from your opponent, or 10 feet away, even worse, 10 feet away, because they'll just kill you, right? If I'm this far away from Victor and he starts mashing shit, I'm just gonna kill him, you know? I just got a free launcher there for no reason. You did not need to throw that shit out. I was nowhere near you. Why did you press those buttons at that point? You just thought I was gonna come in? Even though I'm doing this? If I'm fucking doing this, if I'm backing off, I'm not gonna come at you. I'm waiting for your dumbass to come into me. So, gross. So, you know, just fucking stop pressing buttons until you get there, dumbass. That's all I'm saying. And I've been guilty of doing that shit myself. So that exact sentence I just said, stop pressing buttons till you get there, dumbass, I said that to me like a week ago. So, anyways, there you go. Number 8 on the list that I have is not dash blocking. So, you know, if you're gonna run in, try to fucking make sure, you know, even if you're wave dashing in, just get in there and block. If you don't know what your opponent's gonna do, dash block no matter what. Even if you know what they're gonna do, just dash block no matter what. That your thumb should be on the back button more than it's on the forward button. No question about it. Like, even if you're not getting attacked, your thumb should still be on the back button more than the forward button. If you're a dumbass controller player like me, if you're you know, somebody that's actually good at the game and you use a fight stick, then you know what I'm talking about. You move your wrist to the back position more than the fucking forward position. Dash blocking is so crucial. It's something I'm terrible at. And, you know, if I suck at it, obviously this is just as much for me as it is for you. Hey, Buff, you dumb bitch. Stop not dash blocking, you dumb bitch. Alright, habit number 9 that a lot of people do, I'm very guilty of this myself, is sidestepping when you should be blocking. Stop doing that shit. Okay, for example, if Victor just hits me with 1-2 and then he starts mashing down forward 1-1-1-1-1-1-1, after I get hit by the 1-2, I am at a severe disadvantage. He's at +8, right? So I should not be fucking trying to sidestep at this point. Maybe if I block the move, then I can sidestep, if I sidestep the right direction. But you know what I mean. Don't just rely on sidestepping and trying to do movement all the fucking time. In fact, just, like, if I just hold block, you know, boom, now I can actually see what the fuck he's doing, and I know that the down forward 1 follow-ups are potentially highs, right? If he's going to go for them, so I can probably get a punish in there. But had I been sidestepping that, I would not have seen that. So, you know, there's things that you really got to look out for. And the only way you can do that sometimes is by holding the back button. See, I tried to sidestep there, and his down forward one still caught me. So I was not eligible to sidestep. So stop trying to fucking do that all the time, even though it's a very handy move to do. Sidestepping is extremely crucial, but doing it appropriately is the key, not just doing it because. So doing something like that is just as bad as doing constant aggressive sidesteps, like you running up to the opponent, you do a move, then you immediately sidestep, and then you do some kind of electric or fucking whatever. You know, that's also a bad habit about sidestepping to get into. Stop just sidestepping all the time needlessly. That sidestep, like move into sidestep into move, that sidestep in that, you know, in that scenario, for example, if I do forward 4 into sidestep into electric, the sidestep just gave away all the advantage my forward 4 gave me, right? I lost all that advantage because I chose to sidestep. And, you know, this could very well be a good move, right? Forward 4 into electric. That could almost always, against a very aggressive opponent, that's very effective. But why do that when I've already collected my plus frames, right? So why not just electric there, right? If I don't, you know, if he's not gonna press anything and he's respecting me and I've identified that, then just electric after that. He's gonna respect me. He's not gonna press. Let's see if he can sidestep. Oh, he just ate my forward 4? Well, then he can't sidestep my electric. So, fucking perfect. If he tries to sidestep, then I just clip him with the electric. You know, but if I sidestepped there needlessly, I would have given away that entire opportunity. Not only is it an opportunity to potentially get damage, it's an opportunity to observe your opponent and see what their reaction to your offense is. So, that's always better than just doing your routine of needless sidesteps and wasting fucking time. You know, move into sidestep into move. That's just aggressive sidesteps. That's red rank shit. Stop doing that, okay? Especially if you're above red ranks. If you're still in red ranks, I forgive you for doing that. But if you're above that, stop fucking doing that. It's a bad habit. You're gonna get killed and you're gonna plateau, like we talked about earlier. And it's not gonna be pretty. You're gonna be the ones in fucking Discord and Reddit and YouTube comments and all that shit, bitching about being stuck and how the game sucks and how everybody's broken because you've adopted these bad habits and you have no fucking clue that you've adopted these bad habits and now you're bitching about it, right? So, nip these bad habits in the bud while you're still learning the game and you're still able to eliminate needless information from your brain. It's better to just fill your brain with useful information than have a bunch of useful information in tandem with useless information and then have to eliminate the, you know, sift through the fucking useless information to get to the good shit that you actually want to learn, that you should have just learned first, without the bullshit you just had to sift through. So, fuck, man. Keep it simple for yourself. Habit number 10 I see a lot of players do is throwing when they don't know how to break throws themselves, or they're at least really terrible at it, right? A lot of players will rely on throws to try to open up their opponent, or to just do it in the neutral after, you know, you've done something, you've had an exchange, a couple of attacks in some degree, and you decide to throw. You probably don't even know why. You just think, okay, I want to get damage, throw, right? And you're using a lot of throws in your flowcharts, right? You'll do move into fucking throw into whatever your next choice is. And that's your flowchart. And it's effective because a lot of players can't break throws. But my issue with those players that have those flowcharts is a lot of them can't break throws themselves. So if you're going to abuse throws, you better damn well make sure that you know how to break throws yourself. Bad habit is to start abusing a mechanic that's really working well for you and then also not know how to defeat said mechanic once it starts getting used back on yourself. This doesn't just get applied to throws. This applies to strings and sidesteps and a whole bunch of shit in the game. So you better know how the mechanic actually works, otherwise someone is going to come around and fuck you up for it, and they're going to be great at breaking throws, and they're going to be great at setting you up for their throws, and you're going to eat shit every time. So, if you want to stay on an opponent's good side who's better than you, try not to just spam fucking throws all the time. Unless you have good throw breaks. If you have good throw breaks, spam throws all the fucking time, I think. But up until that point, don't rely too much on throws. You should try to open up your opponent and be aggressive in other ways. Unless you're okay with just getting thrown all the fucking time. But that's the problem. I'm speaking to a very specific demographic right now, and I don't think a lot of people might not have understood that in the beginning of this rule or this habit. But the players that are the ones that can't break throws, that spam them all the fucking time, are the ones bitching about them on social medias. The ones that I have to deal with, right? So just, learn how to fucking break throws, or stop spamming throws. Those are your two options. Habit number 11 is mostly for very newer players as well, but honestly, I see a lot of this in high ranks too, and it saddens me. Stop not punishing unsafe attacks, right? Just fucking punish this shit. You don't have to perfect punish this shit every time, but, make sure you get something. If you see your opponent is doing something and it's unsafe, at least get, a jab punish out of it. That's it. You don't need to fucking punish everything perfectly. But you should really work on your punishment for perfect punishment and for your... I can't really think right now. Let me just fucking punish it with the shit that I think is going to punish it. My go-to with Kazuya is down back 1-2, because it's got good range, it's reliable, it's a strong fucking move, it's a heat engager, and I can get some extra damage after I decide to do the heat dash afterwards. Of course, electric is the best go-to whiff punisher for me, but I still like to whiff punish with this shit too, because it's just such a good move. So find the move that you are totally happy with, whiff punishing and block punishing, if it's minus 15 or more with your launcher or whatever the fuck, and just go with that, right? But at least get some kind of punishment from all the moves that are at least minus 12, minus 13, minus 14. Minus 14 and below, I recommend, to get used to punishing things, is just jab punish everything. I don't care if it's minus 16, minus 17. Whatever the fuck. At least you know that the jab punish is going to hit every time, no matter what. Every single time you see it. Punish. Every fucking time. All this shit is totally unsafe, but it's all different amounts of unsafe. Minus 19, minus 12, minus 14, all this shit is unsafe. So just take your fucking damage. It's all I'm asking, right? Punish shit. It's so upsetting to see Tekken King players just, I'll do a fucking, I don't know, I'll do this shit with Kazuya, and they'll block it. And I'll do it 4 or 5 times just to see if they're gonna fucking punish it, and they never do. Just so you know, Tsunami Kicks is minus 15 on block. It's launch punishable on block. If you're not even jab punishing me when I do this shit, and you're a Tekken King, or something like this, or this, if I got you against the wall and I'm doing this and I'm delaying the string, then, block, punish that shit. It's not that hard. Especially if there's multiple hits in the strings, you have forever to punish it. So stop not punishing shit. Tekken Kings, especially Tekken Emperors, I'm talking to you. You guys, how the fuck did you get that rank without being able to punish shit? I am blown away right now. It's a lot of you too. A lot of players that play Hwoarang, a lot of ones that play Yoshimitsu. You guys suck ass at punishing, and you're fucking Tekken gods and shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. But whatever. Cut it out. That's all I'm saying. So habit number 12 is very simple. I already kind of talked about this a second ago, but it's just ducking highs and strings. Learn how to fucking do this. If you don't understand where the highs are in strings, that's a matchup knowledge issue and you gotta lab the characters. But you should be able to identify certain strings and get the fucking launch out of there. You should know that these strings are highs, or have highs in the middle, right? So, stop not doing that. It should just be second nature. Just maybe even for the journey of learning how to duck highs in strings, just get used to the idea of every time you see a string come out, just duck the second hit. Just see what happens. Just make yourself mentally note that every time you see a string, next match you do, just try ducking the second hit. You'll be surprised. A lot of strings. The second hit of a fuck ton of strings in the game are high. So you'll evade quite a few of them. And then you'll learn very quickly that way, every time you get smoked, which string has a mid as the second hit, which string has a high as the second hit. And really give it a shot. What's so annoying about characters like Azucena, who have down forward 1-4, is that the second hit is a high, so you should theoretically be able to duck it, but it jails, which means you can't duck that hit. So if you block the down forward 1, the 4 will then connect on block, and then you'll be able to respond to the third hit. You can either duck or block the third hit. So, but she can mix you up with that too. She has a mid that comes out of there and a high that comes out of there. So, yeah, that string is fucking annoying, but for this exercise, I really recommend just trying to duck every second hit of every string you see until you get used to that feeling. And then try incorporating it appropriately. It's just duck the moves that you know are high. So, there you go. Bad habit to, get out of. Stop not ducking highs. Habit number 13 is kind of something a little separate. It's something more that I need to just discuss. A lot of characters in this game will just naturally teach you habits that I have talked about already in this video, okay? And I think that it's worth noting a list of characters just off the top of my head, I'm not going to go into detail, that will, more often than not, push players up to a certain level, and then they will plateau, and they won't understand why, and it's because that character has taught them how to do things that they shouldn't be doing, namely the 12 habits I've already discussed. Those characters are Hwoarang is hugely guilty of this, Nina exceptionally so, Yoshimitsu abso-fucking-lutely will teach you a number of the bad habits we talked about in this video already. Dragunov, very, very bad for attacking out of turn. A lot of players just know how to play Dragunov, they don't know how to play Tekken, so punishment and ducking highs and sidestepping correctly is not exactly on their radar. Dragunov will teach you bad habits because he's just too fucking broken right now. So, there's that. Alisa is another character that will teach you some bad fucking habits, because her chainsaws and heat are just so abusable and ridiculous that you will just be doing that, and once they nerf those chainsaws and you're an Alisa main and you don't know how to really play Tekken, you've let your character teach you some bad habits, like probably attacking out of turn, probably relying too much on offense and not enough on defense, so you're like forcing yourself to be aggressive when you really should be blocking and being defensive, probably doing a lot of armor moves considering Alisa has some pretty sick armor moves. A few too many armor moves, probably throwing a lot when you can't break throws yourself. So, these bad habits, or these characters, are very guilty of teaching people this stuff. So, King, another character I gotta talk about. that character will teach everybody how to throw, but won't teach anybody how to break throws. And almost every King player up until Tekken King rank can't fucking break throws to save their fucking life, and yet their entire character is built around their throw setups. So, yeah, bad habits that you shouldn't have, and these characters just kind of push you in that direction. Naturally, just the way they're built. So, I'm not saying that you're bad for using those characters. I'm not saying that they're bad characters. I'm not saying that I hate those characters. I'm not saying that I hate you for playing those characters. So stop fucking thinking that I'm attacking every single goddamn person every time I make a fucking video about your favorite character just because I talk some shit about the character. Quit being a bitch, alright? Habit number fucking 14. Quit being a bitch. No. But for real, though, I don't care about your character. I'm just making a statement that I feel is backed up by an insurmountable amount of fucking evidence. So, knock my opinion however way you want, but these characters will teach you bad habits. It's just a fucking fact. Alright? And can every character in the game teach you bad habits? Absolutely. Every character can. You can learn bad habits with every character in the game. So don't think that I'm just zeroing in on those ones specifically. I'm saying that you can learn bad habits with every character in the game, but what characters are you more probably going to learn those bad habits with faster? And what characters will make you plateau with those by abusing those bad habits and then shut you fucking down the moment you plateau? The characters are just listed. Hwoarang, Nina, well, June's pretty guilty of that herself. Yoshimitsu, Dragunov, Alisa. Those characters will absolutely give you some things to work with, and they'll take you far, but they'll teach you a fuck ton of bad habits along the way. And I guess so this habit should be aware of who your character is. Stop not being aware of that. Understand that you play Hwoarang. Don't let yourself get into the Hwoarang bubble of not knowing how to punish and just pressing fucking buttons all the time and abusing armor moves everywhere you go because he's got so many good armor moves and all this shit. Just stop. Just don't do that. Learn Tekken, okay, and learn it with Hwoarang, but don't learn just Hwoarang. That's bad habit in Tekken that won't get you very far. So, I guess that's what I'm saying. That's a good way to sum it up. Learn Tekken with Hwoarang. Don't just learn Hwoarang. And you can insert anybody I just listed there. Nina, Yoshimitsu, June, fucking, King, Law, Jin. Holy fuck, Jin will teach you some bad habits. Those characters are really guilty for that. So there you go. Habit number 13. Habit number 14 is don't play Tekken on an empty fucking stomach. Okay? I'm guilty of this one myself, and you can thank my wife Cammy for this. Everybody say hi to the lady, my beautiful bride. She's the one that fed me this stuff, and she came up with the habit. So there you go. Don't fucking play Tekken on an empty stomach because you'll have low blood sugar. You won't be able to do shit. You won't be able to think correctly, and then you get pissed off. Which leads me into my rule number 15, the last rule of the video, is the one I am most definitely the most guilty of. And I'm going to put my food down for a second to talk about this, because this one is actually near and dear to my heart in a negative way. Habit number 15 that I suffer from immensely is stop getting so angry and stop focusing on the past. If something just happened, like, I don't know, I play Kazuya. I got a misinput. I get pissed off whenever I get a misinput. But I'm 10 seconds later into the match, and I'm still focused on that misinput that I fucked up on 10 seconds ago. Meanwhile, I just got fucking launched because I wasn't paying attention. Because subconsciously, I'm focused too much on the bullshit that what could have been, and not focusing on what is right now. Stop focusing on the past. Focus just on going forward, right? Okay, that fucked up. Alright, I got a misinput. No big deal. Okay, well, that should have hit, but it didn't. Moving on. It's all good. Oh, I should have spaced that better. Don't fucking worry about it. You're good. You can space it better next time. Keep up with the game state. That's a good thing. A good habit to get into is keep up with the game state. Bad habit, stop focusing so much on the fucking past. And what ties into that, an extension of that, for me especially, but I'm sure for many other people, I know for many other people out there, other Tekken players, other fighting game players in general, anger and frustration comes along with that. I've seen people on YouTube videos destroy their fucking property because they're so pissed at the game. I've done the same myself. I've destroyed property of mine in the past. Not proud of it. Very upset that I did it, and my family thinks I'm a fucking raging psycho when I play this game sometimes. It is what it is. I have a bad habit that I have to break. I have to fucking work on that shit. I am a happy-go-lucky guy, super chill, and super fun to be around as far as I'm concerned, I guess. For the most part, when I'm not playing Tekken. Because this fucking game pisses me off so much. So much. Okay, more than anything else, really. This game makes me more angry than real life, than taxes. It does. I'm not even exaggerating. And that's a bad habit. It's a horrible habit. It is the worst habit you could have in this game because it's not only going to impact your gameplay negatively, but it's gonna impact your fucking outside life negatively too. Like your social life, your married life, your kids, like whatever the fuck you got going on. If you have anger issues because this game is a bitch sometimes, that's a bad habit. Get that shit out of here. Break that shit. You know, I'm speaking to myself right now. But if you need to hear this too, then great. I'm happy that you're getting something out of this little rant I had right now. But Tekken makes me angry, okay? Because this game, I'm very passionate about it, and I've loved it for pretty much my whole life, almost my whole life. I'm a bit older than Tekken 1. Let's just say that. I'm an old fuck, okay? But I have loved Tekken since I was young, okay? And because of that, I have put so much time into this game, and I've invested my livelihood into this game, and I take it to the next level mentally when I'm playing this game. I don't just consider it a video game. I consider Tekken more like a sport that I've been honing my craft in for many, 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 many years, decades even, and now every time I'm in a match, that honing is put to the test. And when something goes wrong that I didn't intend, or some shit in the fucking game doesn't make sense to me, like the increase in viability of power crushes because they're 1 frame faster to activate now than they were in Tekken 7, or how absurdly difficult some things are to deal with, like heat smashes, or how some heat smashes in the game are so fucking broken that they wall splat for a full combo after, like Jin's, for fuck's sakes. Why can't Kazuya's do that? Jin's does that, but Kazuya's can't? Like, fuck off, man. Like, this is stuff that pisses me off, right? I hate this shit about this game, because I'm an old fuck, and I like playing Tekken, but I'm not used to Tekken 8. I'm still playing Tekken 7, and I think that is my biggest issue. And that's why I get so pissed off, because I'm just not used to this style of game yet. And it makes me so angry that I grew up with, 30 years of something and then got something that's just like that, but also fundamentally different. Tekken 8 is its own beast, and I'm not used to it yet, and I'm angry about it. And, stop being so fucking angry about Tekken. It's not a big deal. It's a fucking video game. I mean, I got a moment of clarity. I'm fine. I also fucking got stoned before making this video, so that absolutely helped. But biggest habit, I think, is anger. Deal with your shit, and don't let it affect your personal life. So, because it is just fucking Tekken at the end of the day. I feel for the content creators who do this for a living, or even do it for a side hustle, that are also angry at the game. I feel even harder for the tournament players who are absolutely doing Tekken for a living, and are angry at the fucking game. I really do, because there are people out there that are tournament players that break their fucking furniture over this game. It's a fact. It happens. Some people are just super chill about it all. You know, I wish I could be more like Anakin, who's just chill and fucking awesome all the time. I love that guy. Who doesn't love watching Anakin? He dudes feels like I would love to smoke a joint with that guy. He feels like he's fucking stoned all the time. I love that guy. He's great. I would appreciate to be more like him. But I'm just too, I don't know. I've never done steroids, but I guess I got a case of the roid rage or some shit. Maybe my testosterone levels are too high. Point is, stop getting mad at the game. Break that bad habit, because that's the last habit on the list. And I'm done now. Like, comment, subscribe, share this fucking video around. I appreciate all the love and support. You guys are amazing as always. I've been away for the last couple weeks because I've been really busy with school. I'm still doing school for the next few months, so I'm not going to be able to put out content as much as I would like, but I'm going to be able to make, at least make a video, a couple of videos, maybe 4 or 5 videos if I can every month. So hopefully 1 a week is my goal. Until I'm finished school, then I'll be able to be more consistent than that. But until then, thanks for bearing with me. I love and appreciate you guys. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment in the algorithm or in the fucking comments for the algorithm. That way the channel grows a lot faster. So hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. And leave a like too, because it's the same deal. Likes and comments, YouTube algorithm loves that shit. And so do I. That does it for this video. Keep rocking out, everybody. And keep gaming.